I love that I get to play her because I think it should be one of our own that gets to make an ass out of her, that gets to satirize her and make a clown out of her, and also to lampoon these people and their absurdity and their ignorance and their violence.
Of course. Hi, I'm Tracy Gilchrist. I'm with The Advocate. Thank you so much for speaking with me today.
Thank you.
Of course. And first, I want to congratulate you on season 4. And I'd love to go to you first, Susan. And I'd like to ask you a little bit about Sage as this person who, is the smartest person in the world and who is a bit of a villain, but she's also living at the intersections of her identity, of race, gender, and class, and is aware of everything that got her to where she is and is willing to blow it all up. Would you talk a little bit about that?
I guess I have a question about what do you mean about blow it all up first. I want to make sure.
By supporting Homelander and his kind of fascist agenda, or perhaps her agenda is completely different. Yeah.
Well, I would say when we find her as someone who doesn't have very much to lose.
Yeah.
Um,
Hmm.
she's found like a nice corner of the world where
Hmm.
she's, but it's not necessarily effective. I don't think she feels like she has a whole lot of agency.
Mm.
She's kind of in survival mode. So
Yeah.
I think it goes it aligns with a lot of people where they find themselves in our country right now. They feel like maybe they don't have anything to lose, so might as well blow everything up.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you very much. And Colby, would you? I love it. First, though, Susan, you said survivalist, and I think all of these characters are survivalists in some way. And Colby, would you talk a little bit about Ashley, who is, of course, so funny to watch, and you play her just, it's incredible. But also, she is a little bit of a villain, but also maybe has a little Stockholm syndrome combined with the fear of missing out, combined with maybe the kink of, having this access to these superheroes. Would you talk about those intersections?
You absolutely nailed it. It is 100% like all of those things. That's really what I'm playing with. Yeah, I feel I've said this a lot, but I really feel it's true about Ashley that she's like the moon. She's like, oh, look, there's the sun, and I just want to shine off of that thing. And her proximity to these like very powerful, very famous people. I think she's always just hoping that she can rub her success in the face of the girls that bullied her in high school. Like, I
Mhm.
think there's like a lot of joy in the position of power that she holds, and not wanting to miss out on that. At
Yeah.
the same time, I think that she knows that if she were to leave, she would be dead very quickly based on how much she knows about the inner workings of that company. And I think in the meantime, she's like, all right, this is how I'm going to survive. I'm going to get off on the power play of this. And like, and it's so fun to like explore that part of it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Wonderful. She reminds me of a lot of publicists I've met.
I'm so sorry.
I love a lot of them, but so a couple, maybe not a lot, a couple. And then Valorie, I want to be sure I go to you and, as someone who's part of the LGBTQ plus community, you're playing this character who is really the enemy of the community, of many communities. And we find out that she has been bullied. And then, of course, kind of turns that around. And now she's bullying some of our most vulnerable with her rhetoric, especially around trans people and trans kids. Would you talk a little bit about playing that?
Yeah, first of all, I honestly like when I see characters on TV that are political in this kind of way, that they're mirroring things that are actually happening, that are actually actively hostile and violent toward people in communities.
Yeah.
I get really frustrated when actors or writers are ambiguous about their point of view. I love that I get to play her because I think it should be one of our own that gets to make an ass out of her, that gets to satirize her and make a clown out of her, and also to lampoon these people and their absurdity and their ignorance and their violence. So I'm glad that it's coming from within the community getting to take those shots. It's also the fact that the show has such a strong point of view. It doesn't dance around issues. It doesn't glorify her. Like it's very clear on the perspective on who she is that makes it feel safe for me to play such an abhorrent person.